Hi everybody, I'm Melinda Gallant and I want to welcome you to another Cape Conversations. Ooh, we have a good one today. I'm at Scenic Roots on Route 6A and I am so excited to be here and talk with my friend Donna Kutil. So come along, let's have another Cape Conversations. Hi everybody, I'm Melinda Gallant and I'm so excited to be sitting in one of the most beautiful spots on Cape Cod in Sandwich, Massachusetts, and it's Scenic Roots, and I am with one of my favorite people in the entire world, Donna. How are
The feeling's
you?
mutual, Melinda.
Oh, I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited, and we're going to be doing some fun things.
We are. We're going to kick off the summer.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, well, it might as well, because we didn't have a July.
Nope, it rained all July,
It rained
so
all
let's
July.
look forward to the rest of the summer.
And the good news is I'm going to have tomatoes in October because they're just now blossoming. It's
Yeah.
been so ridiculous. So tell us, what are we going to do today? What's all the stuff we're going to do today?
Well, the point of today is to show you how you can use the fruits and the produce that you're growing in your yard or that you buy at a local
Right.
farm stand into cocktails, into lemonades, how to flavor water. Like,
Nice.
I want to be able to teach you how to use these flavors in other things instead of just a salad, instead of just a pasta sauce, and instead of just a caprese salad, right? What are you going to do with all those tomatoes? What are you going to do with all those cucumbers? There's other ways that you can use them instead of just cooking with them. So I want to show you a couple ways to do that.
Excellent. Well, I will tell you right now, I have so much basil. I look like I have a basil farm. And somebody from out of state, they came to our house, and it's in the front, in my courtyard. It's out in buckets around my deck. I have basil upon basil. It's just grown terrifically. So now I'm using it in water with a little bit of lemon. So I do basil water, you know, a big pitcher.
Absolutely.
Put a stalk of basil in, and oh my gosh, and my guests go, well, what did you do? How exciting is this? And I kind of go, well, it's just basil and water, but you know, I try to make it more than it is.
Flavoring water is one of the simplest things to do.
Yeah.
And it's extremely popular now because you're also, depending on what you put in it, you're also adding healthy things into it.
Sure.
Antioxidants from raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries.
Sure.
So you're adding those into the water. And then of course all your herbs, different types of herbs you can throw in there to flavor and complement those berries also. People are also doing cucumber and basil and lemon in their water. So whatever you throw in there, you just let your water steep for a couple hours. It doesn't have to be overnight like a sangria
Yeah.
or an iced tea. You just let it steep for a couple hours, and then all those flavors are
Wonderful.
are put into the water, infuse the water, and then you can just have a great picnic with it.
Cool. Well, let's get started.
Okay.
I'm anxious.
So
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Tis the season, so we're going to start with a mixed berry mojito.
Ooh,
The
yum.
base of a mojito is rum, lime, and mint. So then you can take that base of a mojito and put whatever you want in it. So we're going to do a mixed berry because strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, all those are in season right now. So we're going to do that. And then think about other ways that you can mix up. People do peach mojitos, watermelon mojitos, pineapple mojitos, things that are tropical, or you just stick to the basic, right?
Yeah,
Do you
right.
do a regular cheesecake, or do you do a peanut butter crazy Oreo cookie cheesecake?
Right,
All
right.
these things you can
Right.
infuse into it. So
That's great.
The
And
big,
here's the best news. I get to sit here and watch you cook.
the base of your mojito is mint, right?
Ah, yeah.
So I put in
And mint
probably
grows like crazy.
mint is a crazy weed.
It's a crazy
weed. If you're growing mint, we do recommend not to put it in your garden. Put it in a pot.
Right.
If you want it in your garden, I'll put it in a pot and I'll sink that pot in the ground
Will it last
so it
through the
has a
winter?
barrier so it can't go anywhere.
Will it last through the winter? in the
Mint
pot?
is a perennial.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep, as long as it has the insulation from the ground. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking about 8 to 10 leaves of mint and I'm rubbing them so
I
it
wish we
breaks-
had smell-o-vision. Come
so
on,
it breaks
Sandwich
up the
Community
oils.
Television. Invent smell-o-vision. It smells so good.
We're going to do a squeeze of lime.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little bit of sugar. Instead of a simple syrup, you can just use a tablespoon of sugar at home instead of making your own simple syrup.
Ooh, the lime smells good too. Excellent. You are a master at this. Has the Daniel Webster Inn called
Fresh berries,
Oh, they look good.
all
Let me-
local.
I want to just taste one.
The raspberries
Yes.
are fantastic.
I picked the big one, see?
So I just grab a handful of blueberries, a handful of raspberries. I'll throw a couple strawberries in.
Daniel Webster Inn hasn't called you to bartend yet?
Who has the time? So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna mash it all up.
Yeah?
You're releasing the oils. You're taking the flavors from the berries and mixing them up with the mint.
Right. And you put it in a regular shaker.
I put
It's
it in
not
a regular
special?
shaker.
Right.
Because
Something
after
special.
this, I'm going to add the rum, which is, for 2 people, it's 4 ounces of rum.
Okay. Unless you want a little stronger.
You're going to grab some ice. So
Excellent.
it's cold
Oh, looks so good.
and away from your pretty
Oh, that's all right.
outfit.
Oh, please. Oh, I want to shake. Maybe I can get a job at the Daniel Webster. Just shaking up.
Do you want to pour?
I want you to take the lid off. I'm afraid I'll screw it up. There we go. Yoo-hoo.
All right, so here is the little snafu. Sometimes all your parts of the berries
Yeah.
will legit clog up your shaker.
I
So
see.
just take a knife
Yeah.
and strain it this way.
Yeah.
The mint will get stuck in your strainer.
Yeah. Better in the strainer than my teeth.
And then you
Woo.
just top off with a little soda water.
Little
That's
soda
where your
water.
spritz comes from with the mojito.
I see. Do people drink it just straight? I'm not a mojito drinker normally. They do? They drink it just straight, or do they always add seltzer?
It does have seltzer in the recipe.
Ah.
Yep. You need something
Cheers.
to cut the rum and round
Right.
out the berries.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. We'll see.
Very, very forward.
Yes, berry, but very refreshing because of the mint.
Yeah.
It gives you that. I feel like I just brushed my teeth. It does. It has that. I wonder if I could drink this and pull it off. I just brushed my teeth.
So
That's
you
the
see what I
smell.
mean with the mojito?
Yeah.
You can infuse any flavor you want. We have strawberry, raspberries, and blueberries. That gives it the flavor. You can infuse anything else you want in it. And
Excellent.
it just
It's
changes every time you do it.
Well, so what else? But you always use mint in it, right?
Mojito is mint.
Okay, that's
That
what it
is the main
means?
thing. It gets stuck
Okay.
in your teeth. You look pretty when you're out at a restaurant and you're walking around talking to people and you have mint in your teeth.
Excellent, excellent. So tell me, why are my tomatoes going to be producing in October instead of when they're supposed to, like about now?
About now, you should be harvesting tomatoes in August generally. If the heat of the summer is what it's supposed to be, if the sun of the summer is what it's supposed to be,
so that's why.
tomatoes need a long growing season. When you purchase a tomato, if you read the tag, it says 90 days to maturity.
I know.
So that's 3 months from when you plant
Right.
it.
I bought them the end of May.
with optimal conditions.
Right,
We've
right.
had 9 inches of rain. We've had the whole month of July with hardly any sun, intermittently. So you need the sun to produce food
Right.
for your plants, and you need the sun for the tomatoes to
I see.
ripen. So they will be delayed.
I see.
And then the sad part is, if we end up with a cold October, you'll have less tomatoes.
Right.
You're not going to get that bountiful harvest that you're
Right.
used to, because our season would be cut short in October also.
Well, the good news is I have plenty of basil.
Yes, you do.
Tomatoes. Anyway, so we're sitting out here kind of to the side of Scenic Roots, which is beautiful. And behind us we have grasses. So you sell everything here, right? You're a full service, shall I say, garden center.
We do. We sell grasses, hydrangeas, roses, perennials, herbs, annuals, hanging baskets. We run the gamut with what we carry. We also have design services, install services, consultation services, and then we also have the farm stands.
Right.
So yeah, we
And
do
that's
a
a new
lot.
addition, relatively.
The farm stand started in 2020.
Yeah.
Yep.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Like a lot of people, we started a new business during the pandemic, and it paid off. You have to change your model, pivot what you're doing,
Right.
and it's paid off for a lot of people. I'm so excited to see all the new restaurants and shops that opened up during this time.
Sure. So just tell me real quick, how long has Scenic Roots been here?
36 years.
Is that right?
36 years this year.
It was your dad who opened it, right? Because I knew your dad.
Yeah.
I used to come in when your dad was here. And my husband used to work for the Cape Cod Times and used to advertise. And he came in when your dad was here.
Yes, we are second generation, my brother and I.
That's wonderful. And it's wonderful that you're keeping it going.
I can't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah. Well, then
I love
it. Then you'd have to work for a living and couldn't do this.
I love it. We've talked. I didn't think I would be doing this growing up.
Yeah.
Because I worked in it so much. I wanted to do other things, and when I was away at college, I found my passion for it. And
Is that right?
I
That's
just
right. So what'd you graduate in? Horticulture?
Psychology.
Well, wait a minute. There's a lot of psychology with plants and people.
There is. You're supposed to talk to your plants. They perform better.
That's right. Maybe that's why I go out and I not yell at my basil. I tell them how beautiful they are. Maybe that's why
Well,
they're
stop
doing
it, because you have too much.
That's it.
I have one more drink to make for you.
Well, then we can sip and talk.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds good.
This one is the Peach Bourbon Smash.
Oh, that sounds good.
So everyone every summer clamors for Crow Farm peaches.
Right.
Crow Farm peaches, Crow Farm peaches. So I wanted to do something different with the peaches.
Yeah.
Instead of grilling pies,
right.
crumble, whatever you do with your peaches, eat
I
them
do
fresh.
pies with peaches.
I found this recipe online. So it's with fresh peaches, bourbon, and thyme simple syrup. Now, we haven't talked about simple syrups, and
You always have to use a simple syrup?
you do not.
Okay.
But again, the simple syrups, when you put them in a cocktail, they bring another dimension, another layer into your cocktail. And a simple syrup is just 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water. You boil, cool it, keep it in your fridge for like 2 to 3 weeks. But
Wait, it sounds like when you feed hummingbirds.
it is.
Oh, okay,
Hummingbird
okay.
is 4 parts water, 1 part
Blood
sugar.
right.
Yep, this is just 1 to 1 on the ratio. And then you can throw in a cup of whatever herb leaves you have, or you can do a berry. You know, I've made a strawberry simple syrup, rhubarb simple syrup.
Oh,
Anything
wow.
you can put in to flavor the water brings another dimension to your cocktail. So with the bourbon, you do the sweetness of the peach, and then you do the earthiness of the thyme,
Oh,
and it
nice.
just softens it so you don't have that burn in the back of
That's
your
the
throat.
other thing that I have. I have a sage tree and a thyme tree. So I keep thinking, it'll die out this year. And it doesn't. I don't know why. Every year, I've had it for like both of them for like 5 years. Kind of amazing. So as you're getting ready, Scenic Roots is open 7 days a week right now?
We are 7 days a week.
Right now. And then-
Right now, we do 7 days a week year round
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
we
I
were-
thought you closed on Sundays or something.
We were closed on Mondays during the pandemic,
That was it.
so we could all get a day off.
Yeah.
Other
Figure out
than
what
that,
the heck was going on.
7 days a week. So this is the thyme simple syrup.
It smells delicious.
So for the recipe, it is 1 shot of simple syrup, 2 shots of bourbon, 1 for you, 1 for me.
Excellent. Oh, and that's a good bourbon too.
Yeah, my husband yells at me for stealing his bourbon every time I do one of these. I said, but Scenic Roots will reimburse you, don't worry.
Yes, no problem, honey. He goes, what are you doing over there?
Stop taking my expensive bourbon.
Oops. So a lemon squeeze.
Squeeze a lemon.
Yeah.
Now this is the messy part, you guys. You're gonna take a ripe peach,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes, it is ripe.
and then you're gonna squeeze the juice.
Wow. I've never
I
heard of
usually do
doing
this
that.
over my sink.
Yeah, because it'd be a mess. Well, yeah, it kind of squirts out.
The other thing that I've done before is I have put the peach without the pit in the blender,
Yeah.
a couple of them, so then you can actually have a lot more juice when
Yeah.
you're making cocktails for your friends, and you're not getting so messy.
Yeah. I think people, I'm going to like this one a lot. Not that the other was bad, it was good. Very minty and very fresh, but
I think we both like a little stronger drink.
Yeah, well, I do. That's only because I've been around the block a couple of times. Maybe twice. Oh, look how that pours. Oh, I love the color too. It's peach.
It's peach.
What do you know? That's great.
Cheers.
Cheers. Who's like us? Damn few, and they're all dead.
This one is by far my favorite.
Oh, this is really good. You know, it tastes like a little bit like a whiskey sour. You know, just a little bit.
The little bit of kick of the lemon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's really
But
good.
it's sweet with the peach and the thyme. So you can infuse any of your cocktails with different flavors to give them the different levels. But I also want you to think about teas and lemonades
Sure.
and waters. It's not about just alcoholic drinks.
Right.
Lemonade that's the point. Whatever you're growing in your yard, think about other ways that you can use it. Lavender pancakes, lavender muffins, cookies.
Can you use any kind of lavender? Is there edible lavender or non-edible lavender?
It all is.
It is
It
all
all
edible.
is.
How wonderful.
It all is.
I've got a lot of lavender too,
Yeah.
so I'll have to keep that in mind. And you just use the little top part, right?
You use
little-
the flowers.
The flowers.
You use the flowers.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Come over. I'm going to make lavender pancakes. That's what I'll do.
Well, I had you for cocktails. You can have me for pancakes.
I'll have you for breakfast or pancakes for dinner, whatever. Anyway, so tell me something else. What else is going on here? I know you've got all kinds of beautiful pots, and I actually bought a box at Christmas time that says sandwich on the front that I put all kinds of things in. I've used it for a centerpiece. It's about this long, very country-like. And I know you have those, but so you have gifts in here too, right?
We do have gifts. Different localized pieces of pottery. That window box that you're talking about is from another local Sandwich resident who takes old floorboards and makes window boxes out of them and stencils them. In the farm stand, we started carrying a lot of locally produced items other than produce. We've talked about, we have
Oh, you have jellies.
we have jams, we have jellies, we have local honey, we have Cape Cod coffee, we have sea salt harvested from Duxbury,
Oh, see, I haven't bought that yet.
we have Chequesset chocolate made
I've
right
seen
down
that.
Cape, and we have Cape and Islands Tea Company, which just started last year as a mother-son team. They make tea sachets and they make iced tea sachets, so you can do your own.
Wow, nice.
And then we carry the local hippie pilgrim garlic salts. There's a lot of different things that we're just trying to cultivate and sell and advertise and market the local people.
Right. Well, that's what it's all
Want to
about.
bring their products in. I'm not going to buy, I don't want to buy from Cisco. I don't want to buy from Deacon's Brothers. I want to buy from the original makers here
Sure.
in this area. And when I say local, I mean Massachusetts and New England too.
South
I mean,
Coast.
that's local.
Right.
But we do have heavy Cape Cod makers.
Right.
I've learned a lot from the farmers that I visit and go and pick up. We're picking up 2 to 3 times a week. And then obviously we're using Crow Farm when his produce is ready. It's easier because they're a half a mile down the road.
Say a little closer.
I don't have to drive 45 minutes to go get something, a half hour to go get something.
Right.
But I've learned so much from them, and that's the one part of the business that we can't wait to keep. We're growing it, and it's just the farm stand's going to get bigger.
That's
As
great.
we work with more local farmers. There's a farm I'm trying to work with in Buzzards Bay. There's a farm
Oh, no kidding.
in Sandwich that we're working with. There's a new farm that is opening up in Barnstable. They're not ready for wholesale yet. They want to get their first year under their feet. Once they're ready, so we're getting farmers that are closer.
Your eggs. Oh my gosh, in heaven. I shouldn't even say this.
Right here in Sandwich.
I know, and my husband, who loves farm eggs, and we haven't had them for so long now. We used to get them at Crow Farm. And now, oh my God, they are so good. And he goes crazy. And they're the kind of eggs that you crack and they don't run over the pan, and they sit up. Oh my God, they are so good.
Yeah.
And so now you're spoiled them, and I told the guy, and they're working, I'm sorry, I don't know his name, he's a very, very good customer service guy. I said, if you guys don't keep these in stock, he goes, I can't help it if the hens don't lay, which was an issue last week, I
They
guess.
don't lay in the heat.
Yes.
They don't lay in the cold.
I
So
know.
it's
So he said, he goes, if you see them, buy them now.
you want to talk divas.
Yes. See, I
The
should have been a
chickens are
hen.
divas.
I should have been a hen. There's no doubt about it. So, we've talked a little bit about all these things. So tell me, where are you? How do you feel about the business this year? Do you feel like, finally it's taking off? I mean, you were open during COVID, I know, and one of the few. I mean, a lot of people closed down, and it was tough. So, how do you feel about it now? Do you feel better? Do you think things are opened up somewhat? Although I hope we won't shut down again. But
It was a lot easier to run the business this year without having restrictions on us.
yeah,
But we're still growing.
yeah.
People are still, they fell in love with gardening last year.
Yeah, yeah.
They fell in love with teaching their kids about gardening
Sure.
last year. So we're seeing those people, those first timers return this year. So when I say we're growing, yes, we're growing with our sales, but we're growing with the community and the people who are learning from us. I don't know. I don't know. I have a new passion for this business.
Yeah, nice.
After last year. Last year was nonstop, crazy hamster wheel. This year we could settle down a little bit and figure out the directions we want to go in. But the people are still so excited about gardening, and that's what's fun about it. We're in a fun business.
Yeah.
Because when people come in, they're buying flowers and they're buying
Happy.
produce, and they're supposed to be happy because they're buying something
Hopefully.
that brings them joy.
Right. Right.
So that's the easy part
yeah,
of the business.
yeah, yeah.
That's the easy part. We have been so lucky.
Yeah.
So lucky with our
That's
staff.
great.
Everyone
Great.
came back from last year.
Great.
We hired 2 more people this year who have worked out tremendously.
Oh, that's great.
We will be hiring again next year for the nursery if anybody's looking.
Yeah.
We're always adding staff. But yeah, we were very lucky
That's
this year.
great.
We
Well,
weren't struggling.
I know there's a woman, I don't know her name, and she was absolutely wonderful with me. I mean, because I always ask questions, and she didn't get tired of me asking the questions. She was great, and she showed me where I needed to look, and she was absolutely wonderful. So I give them a round of applause because they do good work.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
But they love what they do too.
Yeah, well, how could you not? This is a gorgeous spot.
We have a lot of people who come and they retire.
Yep.
And they work for us. They're
Yeah.
looking for 2 or 3 days a week just
Yeah.
so they're out of the house and do things.
Yeah.
And when you have somebody that's passionate about what they do,
Yeah.
it translates to the working environment. So, I mean, that's
great.
where it's been great.
That's good. So, tell me, we just made all these drinks. Where can I find the recipes?
Thank you. All of our recipes are on scenicrootsgardencenter.com. I have a menu tab that says From Garden to Glass, and when you click on that, it has all the recipes that we've done in the previous years with our Thirsty Thursdays
Wow.
and
Great.
the recipes that we want to highlight.
Oh, I can
Each
see
month.
a book coming. A
Well,
book, the garden cocktails.
maybe someday when I have time.
Well, you got plenty of time. You just have a little girl, and nothing, a husband, nothing else that you swipe his alcohol for. But for
I know.
That's great. So you're open every day, 7 days a week, from 8 to 4.
8:30 to 4.
8:30 to 4.
8:30 to 4. We're still closing at 4 to give ourselves some family time.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Come on now. I think you deserve it. Well, Donna Kutil, thank you, thank you, thank you. And cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you. So fun. Thanks for coming today and joining me in this fun adventure at Scenic Roots with Donna Kutil. Wasn't she wonderful? I'm telling you, have any questions about gardening, you come to Donna. She'll answer all of them for you. And she makes a stiff, mean drink, too. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me again today, and I'll see you next time on another Cape Conversation.